Hi, welcome back to another video. It hasn't stopped snowing here for 3 days, and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but the light is starting to fade already. So I'm going to try to get one last recording done before we're back into darkness again, because it's winter here in Canada. So I was getting ready to do my sketchbook tour for 2017, and then I realized I kind of wanted to do a little overview of a little portion of it, which is just focused on the little palette of white nights from Nevskaya Palitra. I don't know how you pronounce that, it's Russian. So before I left Germany, I had ordered these paints. This is just a tin that I found for sale at Bosner, which is an art supply store in Germany, and I made it work for the set. But for the past year, I have I just recently moved them all into here, because for the past year I have been using about between 7 to 14 color palette as I was practicing these, and also I bought them for the purpose of making a little plein air or outdoor painting kit for landscapes. So the palette was initially for landscapes, and I went through a few different iterations, and I spent a lot of time with these colors this year, and I've come to really love these paints. And so I decided that for the next little while I'll work mostly just with these and get to know the other pigments, because I haven't really played with them, because I've been really focusing on this selected palette, which was for landscape purposes, which is really I mean, you can use that to paint most things, but I have a lot of earth tones in there, and it's kind of a little bit more specific to that, so I haven't really played with any of like the crazy colors, or not that there are that many, but maybe the violet and the phthalo and phthalo green, and there are more reds and of course yellows, and there are a few of these granulating earth tones, and they're cool. Like I had one in my palette. These are the colors that I was using. I'll put a list of everything in the description box. But in the palette that I was using, I had this Mars Brown, which is basically like a very, very translucent brown with a lot of granulation. In that swatch you can't tell so much, but maybe you can see better in this one. And yeah, it's really nice to add just some texture. And this was the first set that I got that came with a raw sienna, and I never had that pigment before. Well, I never had that color, and I really, really like it, and I'm kind of come really used to it and come to need it. So I think that's a color that I'm gonna look for in the future as well. Try other ones maybe from Daniel Smith. So, yeah, because I like to try some more Daniel Smith paints. But in the meantime, I still have a lot of that color and I really like it. Another one that was new to me and has been a hit is the cobalt blue. So I think like the granulating colors were just really cool, and we've just come to appreciate it more, I think. Anyhow, I did a few, I went to visit a friend in Heidelberg this year, and while she was in class at the university, I sketched this tree outdoors, and it was fairly successful. It was really tricky, but I had a lot of fun. It was a good tree. It was just a beautiful day too. It was like the middle of spring. There was cherry blossoms everywhere. It was quite nice. And I did this one to test the palette before I left, and it was a lot bolder with the color here. This is also in Heidelberg, and yeah, same color palette that I had used. This one I also drew that same day after I finished this painting, which took me quite a while because of just gathering my footing. It was like the first outdoor drawing experience I had with that palette, and it was almost time to meet my friend, and then I noticed this little circle of trees around the corner, and yeah, I quickly just jotted it down, and it's not really true to any color, but I was just trying to get like the shadows that were being cast and kind of like the feel, because I thought like I have this fairy project that I want to do in the future, and this was just an idea I was getting. This one I did with the same palette when I got back from Heidelberg, just around the corner from where I used to live in Berlin, in the neighborhood called Weissensee. That's where I lived for many years, and there's a really nice building there. And then these were other sketches that I painted at home from reference photos I had taken at the castle in Heidelberg. Although I think that's when I added the quinacridone to the palette. This was the initial expanded palette. Anyways, I'll go through the different iterations at another time. I just want to kind of do an overview of the White Nights paints, because there's kind of a little collection of stuff I've done with the paints. And I'm just like really into this indigo and the green. They're just magical. I just love it. So what I had done actually is I was kind of obsessed with the phthalo blue from Schminke, and it's much more huey, much more intense than the one from the White Nights, although the White Nights one is nice. But I had put the Schminke one into the palette. The rest of the paints were all from the White Nights set, but the phthalo blue I was using from Schminke. Anyhow, that combination of indigo, the green that Nevskaya Palitra makes, which I think is PG8. Yeah. This is freaking awesome. I love this green. And those three colors together just make like I don't know. I have a thing for water and underwater and sea water and water creatures and fish and stuff. And yeah, that's just, I love those colors. So I had gone paddling with my husband on a beautiful summer day, and these are just some notes that I took from that weekend. I had gone to visit my sister as well in her small town, and so when I got home I made these little notes, just first impressions, and then I had kind of like gone from that and made a bit of an illustration with like the ideas, the impressions of the day, you know, and then that was a kind of a little vignettes of being in my sister's town. So I don't know what paper I had tested these swatches on, but I have to figure out what it was, because like this paper and paint combination is super meaty. I mean, the paint rests on top, but in a great way, and the granulation is just way more visible and active. So I gotta figure out what that was. I think it was the Hanamura paper. I'm not positive. So when I figure that out, I will do more on this paper, because I think that combination is just like I imagine if that was on here, well, then it would be even better. So I was staying at my sister's one night and I did these. I don't know, really weird little guys, sand paints, and this is just some sketchbook stuff, vintage fashion, which I love, and the Nevskaya paints. And this one's Iceland. I really haven't done anything with my Iceland experience yet. I didn't even paint while I was there, but I guess that just happens sometimes when you're taking something in, you know, you don't have time. But when I got back, I just wanted to make some little notes of like what my impressions were. First of all, if you ever get the chance, if you're ever flying over to Europe, stop off in Iceland for a day or two. It will blow your mind. It's just like a magical place. And yeah, that's what we did on our way back to Canada, because we figured, why not? It's kind of a goodbye for a while, and I can't wait to go back. Yeah, I mean, the next time I go and visit my friends in Berlin, I'll definitely try to stop in Iceland. Anyhow, these colors, this like purple and the green and the ochre, that was just the colors that were popping at me, and it's also like the colors of a Canadian fall. Maybe that's why it spoke to me, but it was more vibrant there. Like the green was just like a little bit more intense. It's just a little bit crazier. Yeah, it's just moss on rocks and geysers and strange landscapes. Anyhow, I was doing these little color notes, and I was watching a music video with what's her name? Shit. Kate Bush. Sorry, I was watching a music video with Kate Bush and Peter Gabriel. You know that song, if you know the meaning of that song. And that was like the background sort of behind them. And it seemed to like evoke ideas of this place, or something that I want to do with this. I mean, I do want to do something with that Icelandic inspiration at some point. I just don't know what yet. I might incorporate it into this very project that I have going. Anyhow, that's kind of like a little bit of just some thoughts on the White Nights paints. If you can get them, I would highly recommend them. They are extremely affordable, highly pigmented, and they're really fun to paint with. I'm just really enjoying them. I'm surprised at how much I'm enjoying them. I would buy it as a gift for somebody that was just starting out, or somebody that likes watercolor. I think they're great paints. Really, they're just really great paints. And you can buy them individually for a couple of dollars, and the pan is huge. It's bigger than a regular full-size pan. And I've seen them on eBay for about $2 a pan, which is a great value. And you can buy the sets for like $40, I think, and even a better value. But if you just know the colors that you want to try just a few colors, I would say do it. I'm very impressed. I'm surprised at how much I liked them, and I will continue to explore with other colors, because you can see that there's some colors I haven't even really used at all. So, like that lemon yellow, it's barely been touched, you know? Anyhow, long-winded as per usual. If you want to see more, check it out on Instagram. I post all the time all over there. And I will try to follow up with something else sometime very soon. Thanks for stopping in, guys. Bye.